Alright, well, we got this thing tucked away in the back. Out of sight-ish. Webster Parish landfill. That's a ways away. Last time it was registered was the March of 18, so March of 17 would have been the last time it had an inspection. So that's about, what, 9 years ago? One thing I looked at was in here, the gross vehicle weight is 35,000 pounds on this bad unit. Front's 12, rear 23. That's pretty impressive. Vehicle number, that must be the build tag. Yeah. Got a Heil dump bed on it. The tank is junk. It's empty, but super rusty from what I could see by just looking in it. Everything else is here. Some lines run out to the back. I don't know, maybe they stole the cylinder out of it because those kind of look like hydraulic lines. But we will find out, I hope. Never really looked at a dump truck. It's kind of neat. They bolt a secondary frame on top of the frame. So that can ostensibly slide off, I guess. Which we may do at some point to scrap it. I don't think that's worth a hell of a lot. She's pretty crusty rusty. Got some street signs for floors. Some high quality stuff in there. Yeah, this is super rusty. Headlight switch with a tie wrapper on it, because as you do. What do we got here? Oh, that's a PTO owner's manual. It's kind of neat. Allison operator's manual. It's kind of neat. Heil dump bed manual. That's kind of neat. Shreveport Department of Public Works. What is this? I guess that's when it was bought new, $925. Well, that's insurance information. 96. Yep, nothing special there. Empty. That ain't Powerade, that strikes me as transmission fluid. That bodes well. Fuse, or relay. Let's see what else we got in this nightmare. Do a little bit of digging. The Ford owner's manual. Block of wood. Probably more insurance paperwork. My receipt. Medium heavy duty truck and bus manual. That's kind of cool. Allison warranty. I'm pretty sure we're well beyond needing that. Windshield de-icer. A clipboard. Bitumen distributor. Yeah, this back of it's kind of full of trash glove box. Trash asphalt. Logbook that see was diligently maintained. you. Rest of one of the hood connections. What the hell is this? I think that's a brake controller, but I don't know what for. Ooh. An official Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development first aid kit. Let's see how many OSHAs were avoided. Still got some pretty nice stuff in there. That's useful for something, I guess. That's probably the battery cover, if I were to guess. Get out of here. Garbage, garbage. Arizona iced tea, no windshield de-icer. Battery terminal protectant. Okay, it's got some in it. Wires and trash that don't make any sense. I'm guessing, yeah, because this is the transmission. I'm guessing this is the PTO and the raise and lower. It's kind of interesting. Alright, let's see if we can flip this stupid seat forward and see what kind of a nightmare we got behind it. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh, what's this? I don't know. Ooh, safety triangles. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Dowel. I would guess that was for dipping the fuel tank. Well, we got a full I think they're all there, and I think they're all in functional condition. Come on. Oh, nope. One of them's... Oh, wait, nope. One of them's broken. The broken piece is right there. I can fix that. So far, I'd say that's the most valuable thing in the truck. Not much else back there. I don't know what that wood is. Maybe I can scoot that seat forward and check that out. Give me a minute. Alright, the only other things under the seat were this pin. And that wood was a big hammer. Really a good 3-pound mallet. That's nice. I've got at least 3 big hammers out of junk that I've bought from the state. So that pays for part of it. Yeah, she's in rough shape. Now, for whatever reason, I mean, I think this was just a, you can see all the asphalt on everything. It's just junk. But they have disconnected the throttle. So that's going to be entertaining. I did look at the transmission and notice that it has no park, because I guess you're supposed to set the parking brake. But it does have a neutral, so I put it in neutral, so if we ever get to that point, hopefully the drive shaft won't tear itself out of my little hanger. Let's see if we can pull this open and take a look at this thing. Alright, so on this side we got our little turbocharger down there, little tiny guy. This is a 12 valve. We got our little 6 valve covers. Whatever the hell this was is gone. I don't see a big fat wire, and this certainly didn't have air conditioning. But I think that was the alternator. And I guess this is probably the charging cable. From what I can tell, this is a 12-volt vehicle, so that won't be too bad. No idea what this filter is. No clue. Yeah, I'm thinking that was the alternator. I haven't even tried to pull this thing over yet, so there's no telling if that's going to work. If it's not even locked up. I mean, the fan turns. The water pump actually turns pretty nice. That's pretty good. Water pipe going to the radiator. Mud nest. I don't have any idea where the radiator cap is on this thing. So, I don't know. I don't know that we're going to need it where we're going. But, the old air brakes. 12,000-pound axle. What size are these tires? I don't even know. 24s? I don't even know. There we are. Regroovable. Nope, 11R 22.5s. And they're actually on more modern style. I don't even know. They're not the ones that, like I had on that RV where they were lug-centric. These are actually hub-centric, which is kind of cool. And certainly a different style. I mean, the wheels are dirty as hell, but with the exception of that right rear, they're holding air. So, I mean, they might be worth a few bucks to somebody if they're looking for spare wheels for a log trailer or whatever. Those guys will run just about anything. So, let's go around the other side. Alright. What do we got here? Steering. It was power steering. I think this is power steering reservoir. Steering does work. All things considered, it didn't feel too stupid. All the infinite airlines and junk. I think we're gonna unscrew those and get them the hell out of the way, because down in there, that's our fuel filter, and where is it? Somewhere way down there, right here, that's our little primer pump. I'm also thinking that feels like it's moving something in the fuel pump, so I'm guessing that's the throttle. And one of these is probably throttle. Yeah, this was the throttle pedal. I'm guessing this one was probably the high idle or whatever for the PTO. And the injection pump. I mean, it's not too disgusting. Got a nice air compressor. I wonder if I can retrofit that on my dually. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, oh, what do we got here? Dealer's diesel. My guess is that is a replacement engine at some point. Looks like that would be an oil pressure sender. Okay, so that other thing on the other side, that must be the engine oil filter. So that's the oil pressure sender. Interesting that they remote mounted it. Yeah, this oil fill cap was missing, so I just stuck that on there. Better late than never. Let's see what we got here. Well, it has some on it. Looks like oil. Doesn't look like antifreeze. Doesn't smell like diesel. Maybe that bodes well. So I think what I'm going to try to do is pull that thing over and see if I even care about trying to do the rest of this. See if I can find a spot for this thing to sit. Alright, let's see what we got under here. Alright. Yeah. Get that belt the rest of the way off of there. Maybe. It'll come off if it starts, that's for sure. There we go. Okay. Alright, I gotta go get a wrench. See what we got. I'm hoping it's not locked up. That would suck. Alright, well this is not the right size because this 30-year-old Cummins has metric garbage on it. Oh, well, then again it is a replacement, so who knows. But let's see. Oh yeah. I didn't like that clunk though. Yeah, she turns. I hear compression. It's really not hard turning either, for what it is. So I think that bodes well. So now, the starter is stuffed way down in there on this side. Again, I'm not too familiar with these old Cummins. So, I guess we're gonna try to figure out how to wire that up. I can kind of see it down in there, way down in there. And yeah, see what we got to do to get this pile to turn over. I can hopefully get to that from underneath the truck. That might be a little easier than from up here. But yeah, so I'm gonna go get a battery and see if we can get this to turn over first. Well, let's see. All right, well, I just hooked up the battery out of the Honda junker that I bought, and all right. Holy shit. It doesn't sound good. That sounded like we're missing 3 out of 6 cylinders. But that makes wiring it a little bit easier. So that's cool. Now we just got to get some fuel to it. So, hell, what I may do is find out where the fuel line comes off this shitty, oh, there we go, shitty tank. That's gonna be a question. Oh, god damn it, it didn't. Oh yeah, it's recording. Okay, Jesus, I thought I wasn't recording, but find out where the fuel line goes and start from there. And oh my, look at that shot on the fuel, on the transmission pan. Woo! God, that hit something. That hit something. Oh man, that's a hit. Yeah, so I think I'm going to try to find where that fuel line goes and see if I can use that and return into a bucket and prime it up and see what happens. Alright, well, there's the tank, level sender. I'm guessing those are the two bungs. One must have been suction, one must have been return, and that's a vent. But what we got under here is this. So apparently they needed them. My guess, judging by what looks like up there, is that the bigger one is the Gazinta and the little one is the Gazauta. So I think I'm gonna crawl under there and try to avoid that ant pile and see if I can wheedle those through. I think the little one I think I can just pull back, but the big one seems to be attached to something in there. So I can get those all the way up there. Obviously this was a suction system of some sort. So maybe priming that primer bulb might be able to pull some fuel up there, who knows. So that's what we're going to try to do now. Alright, well we got the lines pulled up front. Both of them started dripping what smells like terribly old diesel once I dropped them down to the ground. It appears though that the bigger one is the vent. That's the return, because that's coming off, I don't know, top of that thing near the fuel filter. And I think this one may be the actual primary, because it goes in there a ways and then it goes to a block, and it looks like it goes both to the hand primer and I think this fitting up at the top here. So I'm wondering if this has, you can use the hand primer to prime the whole thing and then it picks up on its own from there. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, so now we need some diesel. So I'm going to run into town and get a couple of gallons of diesel because I think I'm out. And we'll see you back here when I get back. Well, we're back from the parts store. Got a couple of bottles of Cosby sauce and 5 gallons of diesel. Now, I didn't see any empty bottles of these bottles in the truck, so that might be okay, I guess. We'll find out. But I am going to go see if I've got some extension hoses that might work to get these down in there. Maybe able to just, I don't know, set that can of fuel up here somewhere and stick them in there. We'll find out. Alright, so that's about as high quality as it gets. Now I'm trying to pump that primer bulb, which feels okay, and I guess it's doing something in here. I can hear it a little bit. What I think I'm going to do is try to crack the inlet on the P-pump and just see if any fuel is flowing in that direction, to see if I need to, if this primer bulb is going to work, or if I need to go get my little 12-volt tick-tock pump. So I'm going to crack that and pump it up some more. Alright, somewhat amazingly, that primer pump just blew fuel all over the place out of that thing. So we got fuel moving through the system to the pump. Intriguing. Well, I guess we'll pump it a few more times and... Where is it? Alright. I'm sure that won't go anywhere. Yeah, I don't remember if I left the battery connected. It looks like I did. A little bit close to the garage, to the shed, but it'll work. Alright, well, again, I don't know how this throttle works. I think it is currently closed, or sprung idle anyway. Let's give it a crank, see if anything happens. Alright, cleaned up. I guess it was trying to fire before. Alright, so we're gonna pump it some more. I may have to bleed everything. I may have to crack the injector lines and let the P-pump breathe. Try it again. Alright. I think I'm going to crack some of the injector lines and see if we can get fuel coming out over there. Because it sounds pretty good. Now this may have some sort of an electric shutoff valve on the pump. I'm not sure. I do see a kind of suspect janky wire going in there. I was able to crack numbers 5 and 6. So, because they're the easiest to get to. Let's try it again. Sounds healthy. And it doesn't sound like it's got a compression miss. Okay, yeah, we got no fuel at all at those injectors. So that's our issue at the moment. I gotta look to see if there's an electrical connection on this P-pump. Alright, from what I can determine, the solenoid's gone, but that should be up. Just turn it on, and so I still don't have fuel, but I got plenty of fuel coming out at the pump. Well, whoops. I'm not good at this. There we go. So, let's see what happens. Tried. Still don't see any fuel. She wants to go. If we can get fuel to... Oh! I see some fuel at an injector. Okay, that's positive. That's positive. Alright, let's crank that down and see what we got. That's a positive. See if we can see it. But, yeah, we got some fuel coming out of those two that I loosened back there too. So, woo, we're getting somewhere. And crank those down again and Maybe give her another snort of the tractor crack and see if she'll pop. Alright, we've got all the injectors and the pump tied down. I'm going to give this another snort. Let's see what we got. Through the system. Shut-off works. No blow-by, but my God, can you hear those gears singing up that pipe? Wow. That's pretty cool. That's pretty darn cool. Gotta love an old mechanical diesel. Even I can figure out how to get it running. I don't see any leaks. Check the oil again. Yeah, it still has some. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. Let's see if it starts back up. I bet it does. Tack worked, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh yeah, that's right, that doesn't work. Let's see if that oil pressure is actually reading or what. She's smoking. I don't think it is. Where the hell's the exhaust? That's right at the rear end. you see? I didn't see it. I'll have to check it in post. I think I got a good Cummins. Won't blow by at all. That's gorgeous. Ha! Ha! All right. Well, heck, that's pretty damn good. I don't think I can complain about that. Nothing other than getting fuel to it, and she fired right up. I think it runs good. Sounds good, doesn't sound stupid. That ringing from those straight cut gears is impressive. I've never been around a Cummins like this, so I have no idea what they're supposed to sound like. But yeah, I'll take that as a big win. I'm just sad this thing is such a rat and missing so many parts. But I think I got a good Cummins, possibly a good transmission. Now what I need to do to test that is pull that front drive shaft off the transmission so I can leave the yoke stuck in it, and then the hell? No idea what that is. Kind of looks like, oh! It's blowing water out of the air system. Okay, it's blowing crap out of the air system. It's like, what the hell's all over that muffler? That's I guess that's the air tank, and some line is blown or something over there. So yeah, it's blowing water out of that system. So, I mean, this thing was really generally maintained as far as grease goes. I mean, there's a lot of really brand new grease in all of the U-joints that I took apart and the other stuff. So that's pretty cool. Oh, there's the cylinder. All right, so it's still there. What do you think, boys? This tank didn't make it. That one had better days. Man, that was a hard hit. Good Lord. I wonder how you engage the PTO. I have the book. I should read it. Just had a look under here, and there's the PTO. No pump. They've taken the pump off of it, but we can still check to see if the PTO works. Got those levers. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go get some, whatever the hell that is, 10mm 12 points, and see if I can bust that drive shaft off of there, so then we can put the transmission in gear and play with the PTO without tearing anything else up. That's a hell of a transmission mount. I don't know what, if this is original or what, but man, that looks torch cut to me. Even the holes. That's some, this kind of looks original, but man, that tranny mount is something. Looks like I built it, which is never what you want. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some tools, see if I can get that off of there, and then we can play with the transmission. You hear noise in the background. My grandsons are running around on the side-by-side. That's what that is. Alright, a little 3/8 12-point action, and we are disconnected. U-joint is good. Man, I did notice some smart ass had done that trick. And been on there a little bit. This whole drive shaft is pretty good. Kind of wish I hadn't I wish I'd had a 3/8 to take that off because I screwed up some of the needle bearings in that U-joint. But this may be a salvageable piece. It's a nice drive shaft. So, alright, now I guess we're going to put it in gear. See if it does something when it's running. Alright. Let's see. A little Bartle skeet. Alright. Shut down is not shut down. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that little battery out of that junk Honda, because it was dead as a fart when I got it. And it's running, it's starting this thing. Oh, is that beautiful. Alright, that's reverse. Check the transmission fluid, throw some in there, because it seems like it wants to work, but it isn't. So, back in a minute. Yeah, no fluid at all. So, I'm going to try to put some in there. I'm sure I got a bunch of junk. We'll see what we can do. Alright, we got whatever was left in that soda bottle. 2.5 more quarts of junk that I had hanging around. goes in. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I might sell it. But man, that would be a fun engine to put into something. Like a Cummins, you know, 3/4 ton 6.4 or something like that. It's got a obviously junk engine. That would fit in there pretty nicely. Not going to make a lot of power or nothing, but not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Well, that's part 2 of this nightmare, which is less nightmarish, amazingly. Again, no blow-by, doesn't seem to smoke. Runs good once we got fuel to it. Transmission works once we got fluid to it. PTO works. Nice. I think that's pretty successful. So, anyway, we'll be back with this disaster when we start doing a few more things on it. Hope you're all having a good day. Take care.